Hi, and welcome to the Tea with Intuitives podcast. I'm Brittany, an esoteric healer and spiritual life coach.
And I'm Melly, an Akashic reader, past life psychic, and channeling coach. Each episode, we answer one of your questions about spirituality, the Akashic records, energy healing, meditation, spirit guides, and the unseen world.
So, we invite you to grab your cup of tea while we answer today's question from Pleiadian Fairy on Instagram. Do birthmarks have a spiritual meaning? But first, Melly, what tea are you drinking today?
Oh, I have a classic today. It's my chamomile tea here.
Yum.
Keeps me calm.
Yeah.
What about you?
I have a Scottish breakfast tea,
Oh,
which I've never tried.
oh. Well,
Would you?
sip it and let us know.
Pinky up. Honestly, it just tastes like a simple black tea.
Oh, okay.
It's good to me.
Yeah, I guess they're so close to great. I'm England that it tastes the same.
Yeah, English black tea, English breakfast,
Yeah,
Irish breakfast.
yeah. I
Um,
really love the Irish, not Irish, yes, and also the Scottish accent. And last night I went to sleep with the Loch Dorman Sleepcast on Headspace.
oh, that sounds fun.
Yes, it is. Do you listen to Sleepcasts sometimes when you want to go to sleep?
No, I don't need it.
I don't
When
either.
I when
I just love it. It's like, when you're little and you have your parent or babysitter reading stories to you before you go to bed, it's the same. Like, I go to sleep very easily, but having that, it's like, oh, it's so fun. I don't do it every night because I don't want to have it as something that is like kind of a drug and I need it absolutely to go to sleep. But it's like a little bonus for me.
yeah, it's a good routine. My
Yeah, I
fiance
think it's
and
an
I,
inner child thing as well. Feeling like a child, getting a story told to you.
yeah, my fiance and I are big readers, so we usually, if we need to, we'll just read whatever book we
Mm.
have before bed.
Yeah, yeah. I love that too. I can't anymore because of my arm and my shoulder. I cannot be in that position. But yeah, and I like Headspace Sleepcast because every night they change the order of what is being said because at some point you fall asleep. So you would never hear the end of the story, but it's kind of blocks of things that they describe and they change the order of the blocks. So it's really fun.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I am curious, do birthmarks have a spiritual meaning?
I never wondered that until I met my husband's mother, my mother-in-law, in fact. And she is Buddhist and she's very superstitious. And so, yeah, she believes that birthmarks and beauty marks have a meaning. And she believes that the meaning is it's a trait of who you are that is being amplified. Like for me, I don't think we can see it on screen, but I have a beauty mark right there on my cheek. And I have a bit of dimples also when I smile. And I'm someone who likes to have fun. I laugh a lot and I help people see what's positive, see what's fun in the world. My husband has one near his ear and he's a super good listener. He starts working at a new place. He's a freelancer. So oftentimes clients are going to change, projects and he's having a new client, new team. And so people who don't know him are going to tell them deep secrets, or I'm in depression, or this and that is going on. And he's like, oh my God. And sometimes I'm like, oof, you're always on the phone. Like your workday isn't ending. And he's like, people are just talking and talking to me about their lives. And he's got that beauty mark near his ear. And so it's the first time my mother-in-law says, yes, it simplifies a personality trait that you have. And so far I believe it does.
I love that. That's so sweet.
Yeah. What do you think?
I love that. I think it's amazing and it's not heavy, you know? Like it's
Mhm.
just a fun little thing. I have two birthmarks. I have one on my arm.
Okay.
This is my right arm. And then I have one on my lower back somewhere. I rarely see it.
Yeah.
So it's somewhere on my lower back. And there's some interest around birthmarks and being related to past lives and how there's a possibility of birthmark sort of representing maybe injury from a past life or being significant in something that we've gone through in a previous incarnation. And I think that there is something to that. Why couldn't we have a physical manifestation of something that happened to us in a past life? Also, some people might see the birthmarks, and they can relate it to astrology. That was one thing that I read about. And so maybe we need to ask and follow up with an astrologer that looks at birthmarks on the body and can relate it to sort of maybe something in the stars. But I also believe that if you're getting a palm reading and there's a birthmark on your palm, I'm sure that that
Mhm.
means something as well in palmistry, right? So it's so fun to think about these little things and how they represent sort of our characteristics and who we are. And I also believe that your physical body is like a map, just like the stars are a map for astrology for who you are. I think your body can kind of map out those things too. There's this reminds me in I know at least in India, I'm not sure about anywhere outside of there, but there are face readers that can look at you or look at a picture of you and kind of tell without ever meeting you, right? Tell you maybe what career would be good for you, or maybe like how maybe you're going to make money, or how you react in your friendships, or what your family is like, or who you should marry. And they can just read it off like the structure of your face. So those fun things. Why couldn't birthmarks represent something that is really unique about yourself?
Yeah. Yeah. And also Ainsley MacLeod, who's a famous past life psychic, he noticed that birthmarks point to injuries that you had in a past life. For example, this woman got shot by an arrow on the shoulder, and he's describing that, and he's not with the woman. He does his readings by phone. And she's like, yeah, I've got a birthmark exactly on the spot that you're describing. And personally, my birthmark is in the sacral chakra area. And I know I've had many past lives where there was rape involved. And I'm here to work on, yes, my past life healing, but also ancestral healing in my lineage. And there is a lot of sexual violence history in that ancestral line, so it really makes sense. Personally, in what I channeled for others, I didn't get anything confirmed regarding injuries. I don't channel injuries for everyone, mind you, so I would need to check that out. But Ainsley MacLeod has been channeling for at least 20 years, so he's had the time to compile everything, and he noticed that they can be related to past lives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great. I also want to just point this out that some people do believe that tattoos change your frequency, which I
Okay.
think is fascinating
Yeah.
because when you're talking about how, your palms may change over time. Through palmistry, you can kind of read those changes, or how a birthmark can be related to astrology and tell you kind of about things in that regard. I think that it is interesting to think about how tattoos, once we have an imprint on our body, it becomes like a birthmark in that regard. And why couldn't that sort of change maybe a part of your frequency or part of who you are in some way, right? Like it's an imprint. You're imprinting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have no tattoos, and I don't think it's a really big deal to have tattoos. But I do think it's interesting how that can change sort of like your makeup or change your frequency in some way when you do that.
Yeah, yeah. And I believe that your clothes, the way that you have your decoration in your room, the way your hair is, your makeup, you can also work on changing your frequency. Mind you, in this case, it is temporary because you can change the type of clothes that you're wearing every day, but everything has an effect on your frequency. This is why we always say a gratitude practice is so, so important because it impacts your energy levels, your frequencies, your aura, however you want to put it. So, yeah, I can see how people say that a tattoo would change their frequency.
Mm. Yeah, that's a good point too. Like mentally, if you see this tattoo often, what is it triggering you for? What is it reminding you of? What is it representing? What mindset does it put you in when you know, recognize and see that tattoo? So it is interesting to think about. Even the Sikh, I believe it's the Sikh culture, they only wear a specific type of clothing. They don't even wear synthetic clothes. It has to be like organic cotton or something. It has to be a really pure form of what's the word? What's cotton? A textile. It has to be a really pure form of textile for them
Okay.
to wear it, to
Okay.
even put on their body.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, clothes can definitely change your frequency.
Yeah, yeah. And it really depends on the belief system. And I don't think there is a belief system that is better than another, but I know and I think it's my mother-in-law again, who's Buddhist and who thinks that um like you shouldn't alter your body intentionally and tattoos are part of it. And she's not against tattoos. It's her personal belief and it's her decision for herself. And other people are born to work with art and beauty. And for them, it's a way to bring beauty on themselves. And I think either way, it can make you happy. So it doesn't matter. What matters is, are you happy? Are you enjoy? And that lifts your frequencies.
For sure.
Mm.
So yes, I think we both agree that birthmarks do have a spiritual meaning. A meaning. It just depends on maybe what birthmark it is, where it's located, and going deeper into possibly past life connection. Thank you for listening to the Tea with Intuitives podcast.
If you have a question for us, you can send it at teawithintuitives@gmail or via Instagram or YouTube.
Your love for this podcast helps us grow and reach more like-minded souls, so don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast.
Have a beautiful week.